A professional mountain runner who lives in Driggs broke a speed record going up and down the Grand Teton. But on the way down, he took a well-known shortcut. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Dent, and I sat down with Michelino Sunseri to learn more about this wild saga and how it ended with a presidential pardon.
I'm like, dude, what is this? And he's like, you have just been pardoned by President Donald J. Trump. I was like, I don't know. I kind of is one of those things where you really just don't even know what to think, and you're kind of just like, no.
On Labor Day in 2024, Michelino Sunseri climbed 7,000 feet to reach the summit of the Grand Teton. He turned around, cruised back down, finishing the 13-mile round trip in 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 50 seconds, setting a new speed record on this iconic route.
At first, I was like, dang, like actually cool. The training was, four-ish years of going up and down that peak 44 times, I think.
Sunseri's joy of accomplishment didn't last long. The fastest known time refused to acknowledge Sunseri's time because on his descent, he skipped a switchback.
He has topped the record.
When people think cutting a switchback, a lot of the time you're thinking like, okay, yeah, there's, a really short trail that zigzags up and someone's cutting straight through it all down, running through bushes, flowers, so on and so forth. This specific trail is nothing like that.
It's a trail known as the Old Climbers Trail, and I found many speedrunners have taken the trail dating back to 1939 and as recent as 2022 during the first women's speed record. But those records have been flagged and discounted.
Some of the first recorded FKTs going up and down that mountain all use that trail.
But it was about to get worse for Sunseri because Teton National Park doesn't recognize the shortcut as a trail, and federal code states the superintendent has the authority to make that decision, and subsequently leaving a designated trail in the park is prohibited. Teton National Park decided to press charges. Sunseri offered to do community service or work with the park to rectify the situation, but the Department of Justice went on with the case, offering a plea bargain, which Sunseri rejected because it would ban him from the park for 5 years.
There was no way I could take that because I live in the Tetons, I recreate in the Tetons year round, and essentially taking a plea deal of that forces me to move out of the area. I'm a professional mountain runner.
So the case went to trial, and a federal judge found Sunseri guilty of a federal Class B misdemeanor that could have brought a fine of up to $5,000 and a lifetime ban from the park. But before sentencing got carried out, Sunseri received a huge surprise this past Monday as everything changed with a signature.
We just start busting up laughing because this entire ordeal, start to finish, has just been, like mind-numbingly infuriating and laughable. A lot of it hasn't made any sense from the beginning. So it's only fitting that it ends in a equally surreal and incredible way.
Sunseri and his team are currently in post-production on a documentary called Racing the Grand Teton that features its own story, as the two-member film crew weren't able to secure the proper permits from the park, but now they can use this footage after former President Biden signed the Film Act at the end of his term. I'm your Idaho Backroads neighborhood reporter, Steve Dent, for Idaho News 6.